Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Allen, Texas, home of the Fighting Dolphins here at Allen College. I'll be announcing the roster for the Lone Star College Montgomery Mavericks. Starting number 1, Naomi Robinson. Number 2, Leanna Hector. Number 3, Stephanie Vasquez. Number 4, Lily Upton. Number 5, Sophia Lanska. Number 6, Layla Lowe. Number 7, Andy Joe Arad. Number 9, Molly Rolandes. Number 11, Alexis Templeton. Number 12, Casey Naradi. Number 13, Ayla Conto. Number 15, Ruby Castillo. Number 16, Kelly Kellogg. Now, ladies and gentlemen, your Allen Dolphins! From Mendel, Texas, number 2, Kristen Haynes. From Allen, Texas, number 3, Helena Ezequiel. From Mendel, number 4, Isabella Peña. From Deer Park 5, number 5, Dara Root. From Port Arthur, Texas, number 6, Nadia Gallagher. From Danbury, Texas, number 7, Caitlin Harrell. From Allen, Texas, number 8, Delilah Felipe. From Des Moines, Iowa, number 11, Melinda Gwynn. From Lamar, Texas, number 13, Kayla Anderson. That is your Allen College Dolphins. Please stand for a national anthem. Now, to honor America, and now.
Oh, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets that our flag was still there. Oh, sailors that stand standing up, for the land of the free.
All right, everybody, welcome in to Alvin Community College here. Lone Star and ACC about to get underway. This Lone Star Montgomery. Lone Star Montgomery, one of the best teams in the Lone Star Club Conference. If I'm not mistaken, they've been in the playoffs and probably winning the last couple of years. Really good team across on the right side of the screen, and Dolphins in the red long sleeve tops with the black shorts. Obviously the Lone Star College Montgomery Mavericks in the white tops with the blue sleeves. A little bit of red trim in there as well. We are ready to go. We've got Alexis Templeton to serve. We are ready to go. Templeton with a service error, and the ACC leads 1-0. Reagan Hale will switch out for Jimena Izagara. Sarah Dew will begin the serving for ACC. She's in there with Kirsten Ang, Isabella Pena, Jimena Izagara, Dara Ruth, and Delilah Felipe, and an ace for Sarah Dew. Sarah Dew won the last game against TSU with back-to-back aces, and ACC leads 2-0, so they've scored the last 4 points in their 2 matches, and 3 of those points have come on Sarah Dew aces as she serves again. And this time, Templeton will set it up, and it's attacked. Ang is able to get under it, and Ruth will have Dew just bump it over. See what happens here, and they're not going to be able to return it. 3-0 for Lone Star Montgomery. Templeton is in there with Sophia Linscott, Molly Ramagus, Luella Hatcher. Dew serves, and another ace. Sarah Dew has done really well serving. Also in there is Ava Cowett and Cassie Naradovi. And nearly another ace. We'll see if they can return it. They do, with a bump over backwards, and Dew will go up for Dara Ruth, who attacks, and dug up there by Naradovi. Sacked by Felipe, just tipped over, and wow, ACC's up 5-0 over Lone Star College Montgomery. Mavericks just not in rhythm yet, and Sarah Dew will serve again. Sarah Dew with another ace. Man, she is pinpoint with the serving, and Lone Star is going to use a timeout wisely. It's 6-0 Alvin, and a really good start to the first set here. We're going to take a quick break and be right back in just a moment. Kirsten Ang is under. Sarah Dew goes for Dara Ruth, who attacks, and it's going to go off the ceiling, and another point for ACC. A little slow getting back from commercial there, but Dolphins up 7-0. Lone Star's already used a timeout, and Sarah Dew still at the line. Dew serves, and almost another ace. Templeton sends it over. Ang is under it. Dew goes up for Jimena Izagara, who attacks into the net. An attack error from Izagara gives the Mavericks their first point. See a couple of changes. Cassie Naradovi checks out. And checking in is Lainey Elkins, who will now serve. Also checking in is Ruby Castillo. goes to Isabella Pena. Sarah Dew pushes it over. Templeton is there. Elkins goes up and attacked and deflected. Dara Ruth there with a really good deflection. Now attacked by Castillo, and Ang is under it. He goes up for Dara Ruth, who attacks, and an attack error. 2 attack errors have given the Mavericks their 2 points, and can't help but feel like Alvin should have a good chance to be up 9-0. And Pena able to shoot over Ruth, and now Dew just bumps it over. Templeton goes up for Elkins, who sets for Castillo. Dew for Izagara, who hits into the net. Another attack error. The Dolphins can clean that up. Pretty big lead for them right now. 2 attack errors from Izagara and 1 from Ruth, who was spectacular last week. And here's Elkins to serve again. Good serve there, and Dew can't get it as Felipe let it go. And Dew had a lot of ground to cover, and ACC, who started off 7-0, has made quite a few errors here and allowed the Mavericks to make it close. And Pena goes off the roof almost, and Ruth goes to Felipe, who shanks it. The Dolphins were up 7-0. It's now 7-5. 5 mistakes in a row. And Elkins serves, and Pena shanks it. Ruth, and unable to receive that one well off the shank right side from Pena, and the Dolphins have got to get their composure back. A 7-0 run and now a 6-0 run. We're only 13 points in, so Elkins will serve again. Ang is under it. Dew pushes it over to the back corner. Elkins bumps it for Templeton. Now attacked there, and Pena's under it. Dew goes up for Izagara, who bumps it over into the back corner, and it's gonna be tough, but it looks like they're gonna play it. Sent over, and Ruth just pushes it over. Templeton pushes to the back corner. Ang is there, able to recover nicely. Now Ruth pushes over. Templeton barely gets it, and it goes over, and nobody wants to hit it. It's 7-7, back-to-back 7-0 runs. Wow. Dolphins just some miscommunications, some misplays, and just like that, had the Mavericks on the ropes a little bit to start the set. The Mavericks probably the favorite here, and Castillo just hits it over. Ruth attacks, and a kill. How about Daryl Ruth? That's what the Dolphins needed. 7-0 runs from both teams, and the Dolphins up 8-7, and Daryl Ruth will serve after her kill. Ruth, the junior outside hitter from Deer Park. Elkins goes up for Castillo. Ruth for Dew. Now back for Ruth from the back row, and sends it way too far. We're tied at 8, an attack error for Ruth. We'll see a substitution. It's going to be Andy Joe Evrod in for Sophia Linscott. And Andy Joe Evrod will serve for the Mavericks. Ang goes up for Dew, goes up for Pena, and it's deflected out, and it's going to be ACC's point. Pena gets it done, and now we'll see, looks like Delilah Felipe will sub out for Nadia Gocher, who should serve. Gocher, a defensive specialist sophomore from Port Arthur. It's pushed over, and Ang, and she shanks it way out. Tied at 9. This is Naomi Robinson checking in. The 1 does look like a 7, I will say. There's another 7, though, that looks just a little bit more like a 7. So Robinson is in for Ava Cowett. Serve goes to Gocher, and it's an ace. Mavericks are on top for the first time, leading 10-9. Neither team has played clean yet. Robinson a serve. Goes to Gocher. And Dew goes up for Izagara. Sends it over. Robinson. And Elkins hits it up, and Templeton sends it over. Dew can't really play it, wasn't ready for it. And the Mavericks up by 2 points. ACC was up 7-0, and since then, an 11-4 run. Robinson's serve is a good one, and it's an ace. Gocher unable to handle it. Pretty good serve from Naomi Robinson. And ACC will wisely use a timeout. 12-9. We'll take a break and be right back here in just a moment.
Thinking about college? Discover a world of opportunities with high-demand programs, expert faculty, and a diverse campus community. Whether you're just getting started or continuing your educational journey, ACC has the support and resources that you need to go from classroom to career. So, ready to shape your future? Achieve your ambitions with Alvin Community College. Your college experience awaits.
Naomi Robinson to serve. Ruth is under it. Dew goes up for Ruth, who will attack from the back row. Robinson for Elkins, who sets for Robinson, who bumps it over. Dew sends it back over. Robinson sets for Castillo, and Gocher hits it even though it was too high and would have been out. So a kill for Castillo. Robinson to serve again. And Gocher unable to handle it. They keep serving at Gocher, and another ace. Robinson to serve, and a service error. Dolphins moved their defense around. Robinson had to think a little harder about it and made a service error. No coincidence there. Reagan Hale will check in for Nadia Gocher. And Jimena Izagara will serve for the Dolphins. Working on some alignment things here. Reagan Hale will check out. And it looks like Gocher will check back out for Delilah Felipe. Jimena Izagara serves, and it's set for Castillo. And Ruth is under it. Dew with a long run. She goes up for Pena, who bumps it into the net. Mavericks up 15-10. So Reagan Hale checks in for Jimena Izagara, and now we'll see Ruby Castillo to serve. Dew sets for Ang. Ang sends it to the back row. Robinson, and too far, an attack error. Dolphins get a point. And we'll see, I believe, Isabella Pena to serve. Pena, the freshman psych major from Manville, Texas, a defensive specialist who's played a little outside hitter. Not a lot of height on this team, so people having to adjust, and Hale's under it. Dew goes up for Ruth. Ruth attacks into the net, and it's the Mavericks' point. Dolphins really have not hit a stride yet. Went up 7-0, but it was a lot of mistakes from Lone Star and a lot of mistakes of their own since then. Ruth was fantastic last week, was pretty much unstoppable for TSU. Could not defend against her. And Hale hits it up in the air. Dew goes for Ruth. Ruth attacks, and they're going to play it, send it over. And Ang will get there now. Dew goes up for Ruth again. Ruth attacks, taps it over. The libero has to get down for it. Templeton sends it over. Felipe plays it. Dew goes up, and now Ang will send it over. She does. Good recovery there by the Dolphins. Pushed over. Hale, and yeah, Dolphins unable to handle it. 17-11, the Mavericks lead, and here is this Molly Romagus. As Felipe's under, do the long run, and now Ruth will bump it over. Romagus to Robinson. Attack there way too far. And they'll say it's ACC's point. They'll say they did not touch it. Wanted a call against ACC for touching it before it went out, but Sophia Linscott will have an attack error there. Here's Kirsten Ang, another Manville, Texas product. And, oh, good recovery. Good recovery by Robinson. As Sarah Dew pushes to the back corner, Robinson is there again, and it's sent up and pushed over. Dew sets for Dara Ruth, who attacks and kills. That's the Dara Ruth we were looking for. A lot of that last week. Jimena Izagara is in for Reagan Hale. 4-point deficit for the Dolphins, and Kirsten Ang will serve again. Ang is a health science major, listed as a utility player, really playing all over. Ang sends it over. Attack there, and Ang able to handle it. Dew goes up for Dara Ruth. Dara Ruth attacks, and a kill. Luella Hatcher had to do a back bend to get out of the way of her teammate's own pass. And 17-14 Mavericks. Ang serves, and an ace. Cassie Naradovi, the libero, unable to handle that one. Looked easy enough to handle, but could not, and Ang will serve again, and a nice little run here for Ang and the Dolphins. Serve from Ang, another good one. And they just push it over. Ruth is able to get it up. Pena goes for Dew. Dew attacks. Robinson is there. Naradovi up for Templeton. And they're gonna have to play it off the roof, and Ang couldn't adjust. Is like playing center field at Wrigley Field when the wind is 40 miles an hour. You never know how it's gonna go off the ceiling. Had to adjust in 360, looking over your shoulder. Here is Alexis Templeton to serve. Pena is there. Dew goes up for Ruth. Ruth attacks into the net. Templeton to serve again. Pena. Dew goes up for Ruth. Ruth pushes it over. Attack there, and Ruth is there. Dew just sends it over into the middle, and they send it back over. An overpass, and Jimena Izagara is Johnny on the spot. Sends it into a hole in the defense and gets the Dolphins a point. And possession here for Sarah Dew. Dew had a fantastic run, 6 straight points serving to begin the ball game. Dew sent it over, and they just pushed it over and out. So ACC's point is 19-17. Sarah Dew to serve again. Templeton will send it back to Naradovi. Pena for Dew, who goes up for Dara Ruth. Ruth attacks, and a kill! Ruth made 2 Mavericks collide a bit there, sending it with a hot shot. 19-18, Dolphins can tie it with a point here. A substitution as they bring in Stephanie Vasquez for Molly Romagus. And Naradovi has to slide into it. It's pushed over. Ruth is there. Dew goes up for Dara Ruth. Ruth attacks, and it is out. Barely out, but the Mavericks will get the point. 20-18. Elkins checks in for Luella Hatcher. And Elkins will serve. Ang lets it go, and it just barely gets out. So here's Dara Ruth to serve. Dolphins can tie it with a point. And Castillo sends it up in the air. Now it's pushed over. Ruth in the back row has it. Dew goes up for Pena. Pena attacks and too far. Sophia Linscott to serve. Romagus will check in for Vasquez. Linscott's serve is out. Service error gives the Dolphins another point. It's 21-20. Dara Ruth will pass it off to Delilah Felipe, and Felipe will check out for Nadia Gocher. Gocher, a health science major. Serve goes to Elkins. Templeton sets it, and it's attacked and deflected. Ruth is there, no problem. Dew goes back up for Ruth, who bumps it over. Elkins to Templeton, now attacked by Romagus and Ruth and Gocher, and they can send it over, and they do! Wow, great recovery by the Dolphins as Templeton goes up for Elkins, who bumps it over. Now Ruth is there. Dew has to adjust, and Ang sends it over. Templeton slides into it. Elkins goes up, and it's just tapped over. Oh, and Jimena Izaguirre, no, Pena had a hand on it, and the Dolphins just couldn't rally long enough. A very good rally by both teams, but Lone Star Montgomery gets the point there, and Naomi Robinson, who had a great run serving in her last time as the server, will go again for Montgomery. And an ace. Felipe couldn't get under it. Robinson serves, and another ace. ACC will use a timeout. They don't have any left. Lone Star Montgomery has one more. We'll take a timeout with them and be right back.
Real training for real people. That's Alvin Community College. Hands-on programs preparing you for high-value careers so you can unlock opportunities and write your own story. Everything you need, nothing you don't. Just the skills you require for the job that requires you. Start your journey at alvincollege.edu and step into your future today with ACC.
Naomi Robinson to serve. Mavericks just need 1 point to win the first set. And it goes to Izaguirre. Now it's attacked, and Izaguirre will hit it up in the air. Felipe goes up, and Dew will bump it over backwards. And Templeton is there. Robinson sets, and Castillo attacks and sends it too far. An attack error. Jimena Izaguirre to serve. Sends it over, and Templeton with an overpass. Oh, and it trickles off the net, and Robinson will send it over. And now Izaguirre bumps it over, and somehow Ang is going to get it as it was mishit there, and Pena bumps it over. A little sloppy, but it works as Templeton attacks. Ruth is there, and Dew goes there for Pena. Pena sends it too far, and Lone Star will win the set, 25-21. A 1-0 lead for Montgomery. They'll take a timeout. We'll take one with them. We'll be right back here for the start of set 2 in just a moment.
about college? Discover a world of opportunities with high-demand programs, expert faculty, and a diverse campus community. Whether you're just getting started or continuing your educational journey, ACC has the support and resources that you need to go from classroom to career. So, ready to shape your future? Achieve your ambitions with Alvin Community College. Your college experience awaits.
Real training for real people. That's Alvin Community College. Hands-on programs preparing you for high-value careers so you can unlock opportunities and write your own story. Everything you need, nothing you don't. Just the skills you require for the job that requires you. Start your journey at alvincollege.edu and step into your future today with ACC.
Start of the second set. 25-21 in the first set. Making sure our rotations are right.
The second set will be Sarah at the line, Alvin.
Sarah due to serve for the Dolphins here in the start of the second set. Mavericks winning 1-0 so far. Hear a pin drop in here. Quiet as a mouse.
Mavericks, number 12.
Cassie Naradovi checks in, and Sarah Dew serves. Goes right to Libero, an overpass, and Ruth pounces on it. Capitalizes on the opportunity. Anytime they overpass, you got to make them pay, and we've seen quite a few of those already in the first set, plus a point, and Dew will serve again. Naradovi goes for Robinson, and now it's bumped over. Ang is under it. Dew goes up for Ruth. Ruth pushes over, and Robinson just pushes over. Ruth gets a hand on it, and Dew pushes over. Now Robinson goes up, and it's attacked, and it's going to be ACC's point. It's 2-0. Dolphins started up 7-0 in the first set and still lost. So we'll see here a 2-0 lead as Dew serves, and it's going to be an ace. They went for Vasquez, who wasn't ready, and it's 3-0. Dew has got a lot of the points with her serving in the first set and some change. And another good serve goes at Vasquez, and long run. Robinson will send it up, and another ace. Dew definitely leads the team in aces this year, maybe even the conference. She's got a ton of them. Tell you what, not sure if anybody's keeping stats, but she would definitely lead the conference in aces. And Robinson goes up, and it's attacked. Ang able to get under. Dew goes up, and Felipe just indecisive. Nobody wants the ball. I mean, somebody's got to want the ball. Ruth and Dew and Pena really go after every ball, but other than that, when it goes to somebody else, it's like looking for Ruth and Dew to hit it. Can't hit it back to back. Somebody's got to get it. Naomi Robinson to serve. She's done a great job for the Mavericks. Nice serve and an ace. Robinson serves again, and it is played by Pena off the net. Well done. Ruth bumps it over. Vasquez goes up for Robinson. Attack there, and a good swing and a kill for Sophia Linscott. Nice swing by Linscott. Robinson to serve again. Pena to do, and Ruth will attack from the back row. And nice dig there by Robinson, and they can't send it over. A kill for Ruth. Even from the back row, she's a Dolphins' best attacker. And now Ruth will serve. Robinson goes up and pushed over. Pena swings, and Nardovi. Vasquez goes up high and bumped over. Ruth is there in the back row. Here's Pena to attack, and it's deflected, and it's going to be tough, but they send it over. Ruth is there, able to get there. Dew sends it over backwards to Vasquez. Nice shot, and now attacked and pushed over and out. An attack error makes it 6-3. Ruth to serve again. Vasquez hits it, and it's going to be an ace. Vasquez probably should have let that one go. Looked like it was going to go a little too far. Notably, Alexis Templeton not in right now. Probably the best player for the Mavericks, and this is a service error. Wisely, they adjusted and let that one go. Laney Elkins checks in, as well as Ruby Castillo. Elkins. Dew for Ruth in the back row. Elkins goes up for Robinson. Attacked there, and a kill. It's going to be Ava Cowett. Elkins serves, and a service error. Nadia Gocher checks in for Delilah Felipe to serve. Gocher serve, goes to Castillo. Robinson sets for Cowett, who pushes it over. And Ang goes up for Jimena Izaguirre, who sends it way too far. An attack error gives the Mavericks a point. There is Sophia Linscott. Oh, wow. So Molly Ramagas is in for Stephanie Vasquez, and Linscott will serve now. Gocher to Dew, and now Ruth attacks from the back row, and a kill. Great shot from Dara Ruth from the back row. Attacking from the back row, not easy, but Ruth does it well. It's hard to spike with that downward angle that you need, even from the front row. But Ruth able to do it even from the back row, which is even harder, even more of a tight window. And Izaguirre serves. Just barely got it over. Pushed, and Izaguirre's there. Dew goes up for Pena. Pena attacks, and a kill as it was deflected off of Cowett. A 10-6 lead for the Dolphins once again. They're up in the first, 15, 16 points of a set. And Elkins to Robinson, attacked by Cowett, and Gocher gets under it. Dew goes up for Pena. Pena attacks, it's deflected, and it's going to be tough, but it looks like they'll handle it. Now sent over by Cowett, and a kill. Ruth dove for it, but just a bit late. Cowett checks out, and checking in is Kellen Halleck. And Kellen Halleck will serve. Halleck serves, and Ruth gets it, and now Pena will attack. And Elkins with an overpass, and Gocher late to get there. It's 10-8. Kellen Halleck to serve again. Ruth is under it. Ruth from the back row, and Halleck goes off the ceiling. Elkins plays it, and they send it over, and Hale is there, and now and nobody's there, and Ruth comes in flying. Attacked by Castillo. Gocher is there, and up for Pena. Pena sends it not over the net. A lot of effort and a really good rally, and a mishit attack error just kills you. Kellen Halleck to serve again. They let it go wisely, and a service error gives the Dolphins a point. Early leads in the first 2 sets, and then kind of things unravel a little bit. Dolphins just got to keep that intensity and focus throughout the entirety of the set. As a serve from Pena there. Halleck goes up for Robinson, and Hale is going to send it under the net. Mavericks emptying the bench, playing everybody, and Luella Hatcher comes in. I think every single player has been in the game so far for them. And sends it over. Robinson attacks it. It's going to be a long run, and Gocher bumps it, and Pena sends it over. Nice recovery. How about that as Halleck goes up and is pushed over by Hatcher. Hale bumps it up and off the net, and can't play it off the net. It's 11-11. And the Dolphins' lead has evaporated just like that. Dolphins still have 2 players who haven't made it onto the court yet, but Mavericks, even with more players, have played everyone. Hale sends it up, and Gocher up, and with a long run. Should punch it over and find some empty space on the court. A kill for Just some improv, and it works out for the Dolphins. Kirsten Ang will serve. Dolphins have 10 players. Meanwhile, the Mavericks have 13, and they've all played. Only 8 have played for the Dolphins. Robinson attacks, and Ang is under it. Goes up for Ruth, who has to push it over, and attack there. Pena's there. Now Ruth pushes it over. Kellen Halleck, and now Naradovi, now sent over. Pena, and just pushed it over. It's going to be tough, but they respond nicely. A good swing, and they find a hole. It is Luella Hatcher who got the kill there. We're tied again at 12.
Substitution, 3 for 9, Mavericks.
Here is Stephanie Vasquez to serve. Andy Joe Evrod is still in there. Vasquez serve, and it trickles off the net, but it doesn't go over. A service error, and now Andy Joe Evrod will check out for Sophia Linscott. Sarah Dew, the best server probably on the court. And just sent over, and Pena's there. Dew goes up for Ruth. Ruth attacks, and a kill! What a shot from Dara Ruth! Just 8 up. Kellen Halleck, a really good spike from Dara Ruth. Dolphins should continue to go to her early and often. Up by 2 points with Dew to serve again. And an ace. Sarah Dew does it again. The ace is what she do. Sarah serves once more. And another ace. She's got 1 million this year, and we're only halfway into game 2. Only the second team we've seen this season, but Sarah Dew already making a case as one of the best servers in the conference, as this is actually returned. Pena goes up for Ruth, who pushes it over. Robinson is under it. Halleck goes up, and now it's attacked by the libero and sent too far. ACC's point, they're up 17-12. Playing a little cleaner here. Had a lot of chances in that first set to really put the Mavericks away and couldn't do it. Too many mistakes, but up 17-12. Gotta feel like you gotta win this set if you're the Dolphins. Adu serves again. Vasquez sends it, and Halleck tries to knock it over, but he was blocked there by Ruth and Jimena Izaguirre. Ruth is under it. Adu pushes it over to the back. Vasquez can't play it. No, they almost sent it back over, but they cannot. And Adu, so smart, always knowing when to push it to the back corner, and it's worked out more often than not. 18-12. Adu with the deep breath, and she serves again. And another ace! Sarah Adu is unconscious. And the Mavericks will wisely use a timeout, trailing by 7 points. The Dolphins just need 6. 19-12 here in set number 2. The Mavericks are up one set to none, but we'll take a break and be right back in just a moment.
Thinking about college? Discover a world of opportunities with high-demand programs, expert faculty, and a diverse campus community. Whether you're just getting started or continuing your educational journey, ACC has the support and resources that you need to go from classroom to career. So, ready to shape your future? Achieve your ambitions with Alvin Community College. Your college experience awaits.
Dolphins lead 19-12 on a great run here with Sarah Adu serving. She's been so precise, so technical. Here's another serve, and this time it looks like they'll send it over as Halleck goes up across the other side, and Adu goes up for Ruth. Ruth attacks, and I don't know if they're gonna be able to play this. Halleck actually sends it up. They have a chance, and they can't. It went off the ceiling, so Ruth with a kill. Continue to go to Dara Ruth. If it's an option for the Dolphins, you got to take it as Adu serves again. Halleck goes up for Robinson, and now Halleck attacks. Ruth is there, and Adu goes up for Izaguirre, who wisely got on it. Halleck up, and that is going to be in. A kill there for Linscott, I believe. A long run for Adu while serving. And now Naomi Robinson, who's had some similar success for the Mavericks, will serve. The Dolphins just need 5 points before they give up 12. Can they do it? And get a set victory here in set number 2. Robinson serves, and Eng is there. Adu goes up for Izaguirre, who sends it over. And Vasquez is under Robinson, and now it's attacked. Adu goes back up, and Pena goes to Ruth, who pushes it over. Vasquez to Robinson. Attacked and blocked! Dara Ruth! That's what I am talking about! Dara Ruth with the block there. Man, an emphatic block. 21-13, and Ruth will serve. Ruth serve. Robinson up for Cowett, and that is out. Nobody touched it. ACC's point, they're 3 points away from a set 2 victory, and they've got a chance, man. With the way things have gone, had a chance to win set 1 in the driver's seat in set 2. Don't count the Dolphins out. Robinson is attacked. Ruth is under it. Adu goes up and pushes it over. A little confusion there, and Adu attacks, and they can't play it. Off of the libero, Cassie Naradovi, and another point for the Dolphins. Is 23-13. And Ruth will serve again. Ruth serves. And Naradovi for Robinson, and now pushed over. Ruth is there. Adu goes up for Ruth, who attacks from the back row, pushes it over. Vasquez slides into it. Robinson up there, attacked, and Linscott just trickles it over. The Dolphins weren't ready for that. Anytime it trickles over the top of the net, it's tough. Naradovi checks out, and Castillo checks in. Elkins checks in for Luella Hatcher. Elkins has a pretty good serve. We'll see it here. And Ang is under it. Dew has to adjust, and Felipe taps it over. Robinson goes up, and it's attacked, and a really good swing, but Ruth has no problem, just eats it up. Now Pena bumps it over. Vasquez is there. Robinson goes up for Linscott, and Ruth able to get it off a deflection. Now Pena attacks, and it's going to be ACC's point. Wow, what an effort. How about the focus there from Pena? And the Dolphins a point away from a set 2 victory. Nadia Gocher will come in to serve with Delilah Felipe checking out. What is going on here? Looks like Gocher will check out and Gocher will check in and Felipe will check out, which is what they've been doing. The Dolphins call timeout to try to settle some things down, but they're up 24-14 here in set number 2, trying to get their first set victory. We'll take a quick break and be right back.
Real training for real people. That's Alvin Community College. Hands-on programs preparing you for high-value careers so you can unlock opportunities and write your own story. Everything you need, nothing you don't. Just the skills you require for the job that requires you. Start your journey at alvincollege.edu and step into your future today with ACC.
Gocher serves, and Castillo sends it up for Robinson. Attack there by Linscott, and Ruth is there to handle it. Dew goes up for Pena. Pena attacks, and Vasquez hits it. Robinson has a long run, and now it is not going to be touched at all. The Dolphins win set 2, 25-14. A big set victory here in the second set, and we are tied at 1 set apiece. A great performance by the Dolphins here in set 2. They cleaned up some of the mistakes and capitalized on some of the mistakes from the Mavericks. So we're tied at 1 set apiece, and we'll have a couple-minute break here between the second and third set. We'll be right back.
Thinking about college? Discover a world of opportunities with high-demand programs, expert faculty, and a diverse campus community. Whether you're just getting started or continuing your educational journey, ACC has the support and resources that you need to go from classroom to career. So, ready to shape your future? Achieve your ambitions with Alvin Community College. Your college experience awaits.
Start of the third set here at Alvin Community College. One set apiece, a big 25-14 victory in set two. But take it with a grain of salt. Alexis Templeton, one of their best players, was not on the court pretty much that entire second set. And she is in to start this third set, so perhaps they were trying to allow everybody to get in there. They did allow every single Maverick player to play already. Still 2 for the Dolphins who've not got in there, but a much cleaner set two. Dolphins missed a lot of opportunities. And the libero, Cassie Naradovi, checks in for Ruby Castillo to begin it. So Alexis Templeton will begin by serving. And an ace. Alexis Templeton making an immediate impact. She's definitely one of their best weapons. She's in there with Eddie Jo Evrod, Cassie Naradovi, Molly Romagus, Lainey Elkins, and another ace. And Ava Cowett. Mavericks up 2-0 here in set number 3. Won the first set 25-21, lost the last set 25-14, and another ace. Templeton making a big impact right off the bat. Welcome back to the ball game. The Dolphins have not adjusted to her serves yet. 3 straight aces. Templeton serves, and this time looks like they'll play it as Dew attacks, and Templeton, it looks like it'll be played there. Cowett just bumps it over. Dew goes up for Dara Ruth, and it is deflected. Naradovi gets it off the tip, and Elkins sends it over. Hale shanks it. Very sloppy by the Dolphins after winning a big second set. I know Templeton's in the ball game, but just inexcusable mistakes so far to start the third set. Have been up early in both the first 2 sets, and another ace. Unbelievable. 5-0. Templeton to serve again. Another ace, 6-0. Templeton serves and into the net. The greatest thing that's happened to the Dolphins yet. Templeton finally made a mistake, and now Sarah Dew will start with her serving run that is likely to ensue. She has done a fantastic job serving this season. Dew serves, and it's going to be played as Cowett goes up for Romagus. Dew sets for Dara Ruth. Ruth attacks, and it's deflected. And they send it over, and they quit on the play. 4 hits. Interesting. So Dew did not have a long serving run for the first time. Lainey Elkins will serve. And another ace. Just Lainey Elkins to serve again. This time, Dew goes up for Ruth in the back row, who just pushes it over. Elkins slides into it. Templeton goes, and it is sent too far by Romagus. Now, Dara Ruth will serve. Ruth serves, and Elkins looks like a near overpass at the top of the net, and they're going to give the point to the Mavericks. It's 9-2. Dolphins could use a break there, but don't get it. Sophia Linscott checks in for Andy Jo Evrod, and Ang and Du, and now Delilah Felipe, and it's going to be the Dolphins' point. Romagus dove for it and sent it out of play. Now Vasquez checks in for Romagus. Gocher checks in for Felipe, who Gocher will serve. Gocher with a service error. Naomi Robinson to serve, and after a lopsided set two, it's lopsided the other direction early here. Robinson serves, and Ruth, now Du goes back up for Ruth, who attacks from the back row, and Maverick's able to adjust as it's dug up by Elkins, bumped over backwards. Ruth goes for Du, and Du sets up for Kirsten Ang, and Templeton handles it, no problem. Robinson for Castillo, and it trickles off the top of the net. Gocher bumps it up there for Du, who pushes it over, and Vasquez for Robinson. Now Templeton attacks and deflected, and a good block there by Jimena Izaguirre and Isabella Pena. Great job for the Dolphins. Jimena Izaguirre will now serve. Izaguirre and Robinson goes up for Castillo, and Ang is there. Du goes up for Pena, and it's deflected. Robinson able to handle it. Elkins up for Castillo, and it trickles off the net, and the Dolphins weren't ready for it. Mavericks, not a good swing, but you still get a point because the opposing team is expecting you to hit it better than that, and that's just the way it goes sometimes. Hale checks in for Jimena Izaguirre, and Castillo serves, and Ruth let it go, and it's the Dolphins' point, a service error from Castillo. Cassie Naradovi checks in for Castillo, and here is Isabella Pena. Vasquez and Robinson. Now Elkins sends it over into the net, in fact. 11-6. Pena goes to Vasquez. Robinson for Templeton, and a kill as it goes off of Dara Ruth and out of play. Mavericks have doubled up the Dolphins. An ace. Should be 13-6. Not sure what they got going on the scoreboard. It says 12-7, but that is not correct. It's 13-6. I don't know if they're going to ever realize that or not, but another ace. Come on. 14-6. Linscott serve again after back-to-back aces. Dolphins just not receiving well on the serves today. Linscott serves, goes to Hale, and Du is there. Now Ruth attacks, and Ruth gets a kill. Great job. I got 14-7. I don't have 13-8. I've been wrong before, but I don't think I'm wrong this time. I don't know how they got 13-8. We'll see if they ever change it or what. Ang attacks, or Ang serves, I mean, and now Elkins will push it over. Hale goes up for Du, who sets for Felipe, and Robinson can't get it. Nardovi can't get it. Elkins barely gets a hand on it. Ang to serve again. Goes to Nardovi, and Robinson just taps it over. Pena's there. Du goes up for Ruth. Ruth attacks, and just out. Near a kill there, but a little far. Cowett checks in for Robinson. And here's Templeton to serve again. She had a fantastic run to start the set. Too far. A service error. Dolphins will take it. And now Sarah Dew will serve. As Agara checks in for Reagan Hale. Sarah Dew with, looks like they'll send it over. Naradovi does, and Ang. Now Dew goes for Ruth, who bumps it over. Elkins is there. Templeton for Elkins, and is going to be played off the net. And yeah, that was too many. Too many. Dolphins point. Dew serves. And Nardovi, now Templeton. Cowett attacks, and Pena should have let it go. Ang with a long run and can't get there. Man. Pena should have let it go. Coming in way too hot, definitely would have went out. Elkins serves, and Ang is there. Now Ruth, now Dew will bump it over backwards as she called it. Well done. Nearly an overpass, and now Templeton just finds a hole in the defense. Everyone shifted to the ball, and Templeton, a very smart and a really good player. Elkins and Ruth goes for Dew, and now Izagara bumps it over, and Avrod. Now it's attacked, and Dew is there, no problem. Pena goes up for Felipe, who bumps it over. Templeton attacks there, and Pena can't get it, as that was Ramagus with the attack. It's 18-10, and the Dolphins call a timeout. Take a break, be right back in just a moment.
Thinking about college? Discover a world of opportunities with high-demand programs, expert faculty, and a diverse campus community. Whether you're just getting started or continuing your educational journey, ACC has the support and resources that you need to go from classroom to career. So, ready to shape your future? Achieve your ambitions with Alvin Community College. Your college experience awaits.
$18-10, and Elkins will serve for the Mavericks. Ang is there, and it's an ace. Probably the 10th ace for the Mavericks in this third set. The service receiving has been really shoddy for the Dolphins here in this third set. Elkins to serve. And Pena hits it, and now Dew will bump it over backwards. Rod is there. Now over the net, and the Dolphins with a free shot at a spike, and they don't capitalize. The Mavericks made a mistake, and it actually benefited them. Just not ideal whatsoever, as Elkins will serve again. And Pena with a little bit of trouble, and another ace. Elkins will serve again. Mavericks sure to win this third set with such a big lead. Dew goes up for Ruth, who will just have to bump it over. Avrod, now Templeton, and Castillo bumps it over. Pena is there. Dew goes up for Dara Ruth. Ruth attacks, and wow, Avrod somehow able to play it, and Castillo bumps it over. Izagara goes up for Dew, who attacks. Templeton able to get underneath it, and now Castillo attacks. And Ruth, and a long run, and not able to get it. Castillo gets a kill. It's 22-10. And Elkins will serve again. I think she's been serving for the last 20 minutes. And Ang is able to slide into that one, and now Dew will attack. contact for the Mavericks, and Ang able to dig it up. Felipe goes up, and Izagara can't slide into it as Dew and Felipe kind of came together and prevented Dew from being able to make a play on it, and Elkins will serve again. They make a substitution, and here is Lila Gold. And a service error. It's actually the first time we've seen Lila Gold. I said earlier that everyone had played, but she was the only Maverick who had not entered the game yet, and now she is in. So they have now officially all played. Ruth serves. Elkins goes up for Castillo. Dew up for Pena. Pena attacks, and a block there by Ramagus. We're just not keeping score. I got 24-11, and I'm pretty confident in that. It should be 24-11. I don't. 22-12 is like way off. It's not 22-12. An ace. That should be the end of the. I guess we just have to go with the scoreboard. Everything is wrong. Ruth plays it. Felipe is there, and now Dew will attack. Castillo attacks, and Ang hits it up. Dew bumps it over. Templeton sets it up for no one was there. I think Lone Star already has 26 points, but it's 23-13. Just have to go with the scoreboard, I guess. Gocher to serve. And Castillo is there for Templeton. And Gocher is going to get under it, and now Dew will attack. Elkins is there, Templeton. And deflected there, and it's going to be ACC's point. Jimenez Izagara making a nice play. Nadia Gocher to serve again. Good serve. Templeton for Cowett, and that's a kill. Feel bad for Lone Star. They got to score 27 points. That's how the score got so out of whack, but Robinson will serve. And Gocher goes to Izagara, and now Ruth bumps it over, and Vasquez is there. Robinson goes for Templeton, and Ruth is able to get under it, and Dew plays it off the roof, and Pena attacks, and it is too far. So now, finally, Lone Star wins the set they won a while ago. They're up 2-1 in a really just not ideal third set for the Dolphins. It's 25-14 here in the third set. We'll take a couple of minute break here and be right back in just a moment.
Real training for real people. That's Alvin Community College. Hands-on programs preparing you for high-value careers so you can unlock opportunities and write your own story. Everything you need, nothing you don't. Just the skills you require for the job that requires you. Start your journey at alvincollege.edu and step into your future today with ACC.
Thinking about college? Discover a world of opportunities with high-demand programs, expert faculty, and a diverse campus community. Whether you're just getting started or continuing your educational journey, ACC has the support and resources that you need to go from classroom to career. So, ready to shape your future? Achieve your ambitions with Alvin Community College. Your college experience awaits.
Start of the fourth set coming up here. Lone Star Montgomery up 2-1. They won the first set 25-21. They lost the second set 25 to, what was it? Maybe 15, 14. And then the Dolphins lost the last set 25-14. I think it was even worse than that. Sarah Dew will start with the serve. Kirsten Ang, Isabella Pena, Jimena Izaguirre, Delilah Felipe, and Dara Ruth in there for the Dolphins. And the Mavericks will recover, and Dew goes up for Felipe. Felipe sends it over, and it looks like a pancake. Dolphins get the point anyway, but maybe an early whistle. 1-0. Dew serves again. And Vasquez goes to Templeton. Now attack there, and too far. It was not in. That was out. It went too far. Got to meet with the line judge, V. Vu. Wow. All right, 1-1. Looked like it was out, but apparently it was in. So 1-1, and Templeton will serve. It is a service error. There, Ruth will serve for the Dolphins. Goes to Vasquez. Templeton has a long run at it. Pushed over there. Pena and now Ruth, and it's Dew who's going to send it over to the back for Vasquez. Templeton with a long run, sends it up and pushed over. Ang is there. Dew goes up for Pena, and it's going to be a kill. Good job, Pena. Dolphins lead 3-1. Ruth goes to Vasquez in the back row. Templeton and a little trouble with it, but they bump it over. Nice recovery. Dew goes up for Pena and an attack error. Laney Elkins checks in for Luella Hatcher. And Ruby Castillo checks in for Cassie Naradovi. Here's Elkins to serve. And another ace. Elkins has about 1 million aces today. Not sure how many aces she had in week 1, but she's already probably passed Sarah Dew for the conference lead just in the last set and a half. Ang handles it. Dew goes up for Ruth, who attacks from the back row, and an attack error. Elkins serves, and it is going to be an ace. Touched by Pena, would have been out. It's 5-3. Pena touched it. Five to 3. Elkins and Ang goes up for Pena. Dug up there. Now Castillo attacks and into the net. It's 5-4. And Delilah Felipe will serve for the first time, not checking out for Gocher. Felipe, freshman middle blocker from Alvin, health science major. And it is a service error. They have not let her serve all game. The first time they do, a service error, and maybe the next time her opportunity comes, they'll switch her out for Gocher again. Here is going to be Molly Romagus to serve. Vasquez checks out. Felipe is there. Dew goes up for Jimena Izaguirre, and it's a kill. How about Jimena Izaguirre? Jimena Izaguirre is still high school aged, a dual enrollment student. I believe she is homeschooled. Izaguirre serves. Templeton goes up, and yeah, no point there for the Mavericks. It's tied at 6. Dolphins tied here in the 4th set. Haven't played super clean in a while, but man, the opportunity, if they just lock in, as handled there by Cowett. And Castillo attacks. Dew goes up for Pena. Pena attacks, and Elkins sends it up. Templeton is there, and now no shot over the net there. Tough to receive that one from Templeton. Here's Izaguirre to serve again. Castillo's under it. Templeton pushes it over. Dew pushes it over, finds a hole, but filled there by Rod and Ruth to Dew. Now Ang attacks. Ang with a decent vertical there. Really good swing, and that is in. A kill for Lone Star Montgomery. It's 7-7, and the Mavericks will have Naomi Robinson at the line. Her and Elkins, as well as Templeton, have been really good with some long serving runs. See if Robinson can do it again for the Mavericks. And Izaguirre goes to Ruth, and now Ang will bump it over. And in! That is in! Good shot from Kirsten Ang. And they do not allow Robinson to have a long serving run, scoring a point. Isabella Pena to serve. Attacked there by Templeton, way too far. Nearly takes out Vivu. It's 9-7. Pena to serve again. And a service error. Dolphins still up a point. the way it's gone, I mean, anything could happen in a 5th set to 15. So if you can win this set, got a chance. Now Castillo to serve. Zagara's under it. Du goes up for Ruth. Ruth attacks, and that is in. A kill from Dara Ruth. Just barely sneaks it in there. Kirsten Ang will serve. Ang with a good serve and an ace. How about Kirsten Ang? Good serve there in a big hole right in the middle of the court. Always interesting, just nobody there in the middle of the court. And another good serve and another ace, as this time they try to get it to the head official up on the ladder. It's 12-8, Dolphins leading. Ang to serve again. Robinson goes up for Templeton, and Izagara's able to handle it. Now Ruth pushes it over. Robinson is there. Now Templeton attacks, deflected, and Ruth goes up for Pena, and Du collide. Du looks to be shaken up a little bit. Now swung on Izagara, and now they're going to stop it because Du seems to be a little shaken up. Dolphins are trying to play around her. Hopefully she's going to be all right. Not sure what the outcome will be, but checking on Sarah Du, and a really, really big part of this team. Definitely hope she's okay. She looks like she's going to stay in the game. So no point for either team there. Was definitely going in the Mavericks' favor, but they were trying to play around her and just couldn't get through her to the ball. Ang serves, and Robinson goes up for Hatcher, and Pena, and oh, it is sent over, but it went on the wrong side of the stick. It's 12-9. Ramagas is in for Andy Jo of Rod. And here is Sophia Linscott to serve. Payne goes up for Izagara. Now Ruth bumps it over. And Linscott for Robinson, and now attacked by Hatcher, and way too far. 13-9, Alvin. Vasquez checks in for Linscott. Sarah Du to serve. And it's going to be Robinson going up for Templeton. Du for Ruth. Ruth attacks, and can they play this? It's going to be tough. They send it over. Wow. Du back for Ruth. Ruth attacks and kills. Just bends Hatcher over backwards. Tried to bend it like Beckham. 14-9. Dolphins lead. And the Lone Star Montgomery calls timeout, trailing by 5 points in the 4th set. We'll pause for just a moment, come right back.
Thinking about college? Discover a world of opportunities with high-demand programs, expert faculty, and a diverse campus community. Whether you're just getting started or continuing your educational journey, ACC has the support and resources that you need to go from classroom to career. So, ready to shape your future? Achieve your ambitions with Alvin Community College. Your college experience awaits.
14-9 here in set number 4. Montgomery up 2-1. And Sarah Dew will serve again. Vasquez to Cardovi and bumped over by Ramagas. Ruth goes up for Dew, who goes back to Ruth. Ruth attacks, and a block there from Ramagas. They absolutely ambush Ramagas after the block, and a really good job by Montgomery against a really good attacker. And a great outside hitter in Dara Ruth. And now Alexis Templeton will serve. Pena goes to Ruth, and now Izagara, and it's blocked once again by Ramagas, as well as Cowett. Dolphins cannot allow Templeton to have a long run here. They've got to get a point and get the ball back. Templeton serves, and Pena goes to Ruth, who goes for Dew. Dew attacks, and Vasquez handles it. Templeton goes up, and now it's going to be bumped over. Ruth goes up for Dew. Dew goes up for Felipe, and Felipe, and oh, it looks like they'll send it over. Vasquez does send it over, and Ruth is there. Now Dew punches it over. Vasquez has it. Templeton sets, and it's attacked and out. Dolphins point, an attack error there from Cowett. There, Ruth to serve. And Vasquez plays it at the very last second, and Elkins bumps it over. Ang is there, and Dew goes up for Ruth. Ruth attacks, and a kill from the back row. Dara Ruth. (16-11), the Dolphins lead here in set number 4. It was Lone Star, then Alvin, then Lone Star, and see if Alvin can win it. In set 4, Ruth serves, and Vasquez goes up. Templeton with a long run, and they'll send it over. No, off the roof. Ramagas couldn't send it over. 17-11, Alvin. We'll see if Lone Star calls timeout soon. If Alvin continues this run, Ruth serves, and Vasquez again is who they go at. Templeton goes up, and it's pushed over by Elkins. Dew goes back for Ruth. Ruth attacks into the net. Tough to attack from the back row. Now we'll see Lainey Elkins to serve. Ruby Castillo checks in. And Pena is there. Dew goes up for Pena. Pena attacks. Castillo is under. Templeton sets for Cowett. And Ruth handles it, no. Shanks it a bit into the stands. Thought it was going to be routine, but just a little bit more force with the left arm, I guess, and it's 17-13. Elkins serves, and Pena, and now Ruth. Dew bumps it over backwards. Elkins is there. Attacked by Castillo, and now Ang will have to recover. Dew bumps it over backwards. Vasquez for Templeton, attacked by Cowett, and Ruth handles it. Dew up for Izagara, and out. Little confusion between Izagara and Felipe. Some hesitation, and that has cost the Dolphins a lot of points this season. Is just that little hesitation. If it's not Dew or Ruth or Pena, who's going to hit it? And this time it goes to Pena, and Dew goes up, and Pena bumps it into the net. Just like that, a really nice rally for the Mavericks, and it's a 2-point game in the 4th set here. Elkins serves again, and Ang is under it. Dew pushes it over. Templeton is there. Elkins for Cowett, and it's deflected. Ang sends it up. Dew goes up for Izagara, and Vasquez can't get it. Templeton sends it up, and they will send it over. Wow, what a recovery. Dew sends it over to the back, and she hit the spot. Just like that, Sarah Dew gets the Dolphins possession. Watching the defense, knowing when to strike and sending it. Just like in baseball, you hit it where they ain't. And Delilah Felipe will serve. Her only serve attempt of the game was a service error. We'll see if she can right the ship here as Elkins is tying her shoe. Give her a sec. Felipe to serve. And another service error. She's 0 for 2 on serves, and 18-16, and here is Andy Jo of Rod to serve for the Mavericks. A lofty serve, and Ruth is under it. Now Dew goes up for Pena. Pena with a kill right in the middle of the defense. Dolphins in the driver's seat with Jimena Izagirre serving, a 3-point lead, but got to continue to play clean volleyball here and try to win this 4th set and give yourself a chance at a 5th set to go up to Elkins. Templeton for Castillo, and Izagirre's under it. And now Dew goes for Pena, and Pena with a kill. Let's go, 20-16. A little bit better volleyball being played here. Mavericks don't make a ton of mistakes, but the Dolphins just cleaning it up a bit. Elkins goes for Templeton, and now Cowett attacks. And Ruth able to get on it. Dew goes up for Ang. Ang attacks, it's deflected. Ang is there, and now Pena attacks. It trickles off, and another kill for Pena. Pena back to back to back. How about Isabella Pena? 21-16. As Ramagas checks in for Andy Jo of Rod. And Izagirre to serve again. Goes to Elkins, Templeton, and now attacked by Cowett. It trickles off the net, and Dew sends it under. It's 21-17. Naomi Robinson checks in for Cowett, and she will serve. Had some great runs serving. The Dolphins can stop her. 21-17. Goes to Felipe. Ruth and Izagirre come together. Dew pushes it over. Elkins is there. Robinson sets for Templeton. Templeton attacks. Ruth has no trouble with it. Dew up for Ruth, who attacks from the back row, and they're going to play it as Elkins with a diving attempt. Castillo sends it over. Izagirre is there. Dew goes up for Pena. Pena attacks. It's deflected. Dew is there. Pena bumps it over way too far. Just way too much force. And it's 21-18. Didn't even give the Mavericks back row a thought about having to handle that one. Robinson will serve. Goes to Izagirre, and Dew goes up for Pena. Pena attacks, and Templeton has it. Attack there by Linscott. Now Pena sends it into the net. Attack errors really costly. Service reception really costly. And now it's 21-19. Robinson to serve again. Robinson serves, and it is an ace. 21-20. In the driver's seat, a chance to force a 5th set, and quite a few mistakes. We'll see a timeout here. 21-20, Alvin up by 1 point. Be right back.
Real training for real people. That's Alvin Community College. Hands-on programs preparing you for high-value careers so you can unlock opportunities and write your own story. Everything you need, nothing you don't. Just the skills you require for the job that requires you. Start your journey at alvincollege.edu and step into your future today with ACC.
If the Mavericks win this set, they will win the whole shebang. 21-20. Dolphins lead with Robinson to serve to try and tie it here in the 4th set. Robinson serves, and Felipe is under it. Dew goes up for Ruth, who will attack for the back row and into the net. An attack error ties it at 21. Anybody's set, but the Mavericks have all the momentum right now with a big comeback. Robinson to serve again. Ruth lets it go, and it's going to be ACC's point. So they're a point closer to 25, and we'll see Isabella Pena to serve. Pena's serve goes to Elkins in the back row. Robinson sets for Linscott, who sends it into the net. It is 23-21. The Dolphins are 2 points away from winning this fourth set. Can they close it out? Pena to serve again. And it's going to be an overpass. Ang goes up for Ruth. Ruth just pushes it over Templeton, and now it is pushed. Yep, it's going to be a kill for Templeton. Wow. Dolphins weren't ready for it. It's 23-22 here in set number 4. And Ruby Castillo will serve. Izagara to Dew, who sets for Ruth. Ruth pushes it over. Robinson is under it, and nobody really gets there. Castillo finally gets on it. Pena, as Dew sets for Ruth. Ruth attacks, and Castillo sends it off the roof, and it's a kill for Dara Ruth, and the Dolphins a point away from winning this fourth set and forcing a fifth set. Kirsten Ang will serve. Mavericks moving their defense around. Ang serves, and it's an ace! It's an ace! Kirsten Ang with an ace, and we will see a fifth and final set here. 2 sets to 2 through 4. One more set to go to 15, and it's anybody's ball game. We're all tied up. We will take a break and be right back for the fifth and final set.
Thinking about college? Discover a world of opportunities with high-demand programs, expert faculty, and a diverse campus community. Whether you're just getting started or continuing your educational journey, ACC has the support and resources that you need to go from classroom to career. So, ready to shape your future? Achieve your ambitions with Alvin Community College. Your college experience awaits.
Real training for real people. That's Alvin Community College. Hands-on programs preparing you for high-value careers so you can unlock opportunities and write your own story. Everything you need, nothing you don't. Just the skills you require for the job that requires you. Start your journey at alvincollege.edu and step into your future today with ACC.
Start of the fifth and final set coming up here in just a moment. First to 15. Robinson will serve for the Mavericks. Dolphins will have Felipe, Ruth, Dew, Ang, Pena, and Izagara in to begin the fifth set. Castillo will likely check out for Cassie Naradovi. Stephanie Vasquez, Luella Hatcher, Ava Cowetz, and Molly Romagus in for the Mavericks. Izagara to Dew, who sets for Felipe. It's deflected there, and now Robinson sets for Hatcher. Ruth is under it. Dew goes up for Ruth. Ruth attacks, and that is a kill. Dara Ruth with a kill. Good shot there from Dara Ruth, and Sarah Dew will serve. One of the best at serving in the conference. And it's gonna go to Vasquez, and interesting, Caradovi sends it over. Dew goes up for Ruth. Ruth attacks, and it's gonna be Vasquez who plays it off of Caradovi. And now Ang slides under an overpass. Felipe is there, and Ruth sends it over. And wow, that's in! Dara Ruth! When you got it like that, you got it like that. Dara Ruth, on a missed pass, slides into it and shoots it over the net into the perfect spot. Sarah Dew serves. And an ace! The Dolphins are up 3-0 here in a set to 15. A couple of balls right on the borderline, and then an ace from Sarah Dew. 3-0. Sarah Dew to serve. And it looks like they'll play this one as Robinson bumps it over. Felipe is there. Pena goes up, and now Ruth pushes it into the nets. A mistake by Ruth, a rare one, and it's 3-1. Dolphins had some momentum there. Here's Lainey Elkins. Serve for the Mavericks. Goes to Pena. Deuce pushes it over. A little trouble, and Vasquez goes up for Castillo, who sends it over. Pena is there, and Dew punches it over. Vasquez again. Robinson, and now it's pushed over by Cowett. And Ang, now Dew will send it over. Great recovery by the Dolphins, and attack there, and into the net, and now Ruth pushes it over, and they're gonna say it's Lone Star's point on a double hit. 3-2. Lainey Elkins to serve again. And Ruth is there, and an ace. Nobody for the Dolphins really wanted to commit to it, and that's a problem. It is 3-3. Elkins to serve again. Anybody's game, we're all tied up. Who can get 12 more points first as Dew goes up for Ruth. And Ruth, and it's deflected, and Elkins plays it. Now Castillo attacks, and oh man, you just can't have that. Off the fingertips, and a kill for Ruby Castillo. Mavericks lead 4-3, and number 4 is serving. Elkins serves, and a service error. We're tied at 4. Dolphins had the momentum to begin the set. They'll send Dara Ruth to the line. Ruth serves, and Vasquez, now Robinson with a long run, and Vasquez bumps it over. Pena is there. Dew goes up for Pena. Pena attacks, and Castillo gets a hand on. Now Robinson and Cowett bumps it over backwards. Dew up for Ang, and Ang goes for Pena. Pena sends it over. Elkins has it no problem. Robinson up for Cowett, and Dew is there. Ang for Ruth from the back row, and Robinson hits it, and now two Mavericks come together. It's pushed over by Cowett. Ang is there for Izagara, who just lightly taps it over. Dew pushes it over, and now Elkins hits it. Robinson up, a long rally here. Castillo attacks, and that is in, a kill for Ruby Castillo. It's 5-4. Checking in is Kellen Halleck, as well as Sophia Linscott. Here's Halleck to serve, up 5-4. Halleck serves, and an ace. Not at all what you need, just, you gotta return it. Halleck will serve again. Dolphins have fought so hard to get to a 5th set. And they let it go. A service error. Good break for the Dolphins. And here is Delilah Felipe on 2 serves. She's had 2 service errors. She was being served for with Nadia Gocher, but they leave Felipe out there, and she's got to get this over the net. And another service error. 7-5, and it's... They don't want to mess up the rotation they have. They want these 6 girls on the court, but Felipe's serving woes have given the Mavericks 3 points tonight without having to work for it. Here is Templeton to serve. Templeton goes to Ruth, and Dew goes up for Ruth, who attacks to the back row, and it's deflected, and Dew keeps it alive, and it's Lone Star's point. It's 8-5. Further they get towards 15, the harder it gets, and they've got Alexis Templeton at the line, so the Mavericks in the driver's seat here. Dolphins will really have to lock in. And Ruth is able to get under it. Dew up for Jimena Izaguirre, who bumps it over. Kellen Halleck is there. Templeton goes for Robinson. Robinson sends it over. Ruth is able to be there. Dew up for Pena. Pena attacks, and Halleck can't handle it. Elkins sends it up, and now Castillo will have to bump it over. She does. Ruth is there. Dew up for Pena again. Pena attacks again, and Elkins is there. Templeton for Castillo, and that is out. No, they say it's in. That did not look into me, but it's 9-5. A couple of those have gone the Mavericks' way. That really did not look in. Templeton serves, and another ace. Alvin calls a timeout.
Thinking about college? Discover a world of opportunities with high-demand programs, expert faculty, and a diverse campus community. Whether you're just getting started or continuing your educational journey, ACC has the support and resources that you need to go from classroom to career. So, ready to shape your future? Achieve your ambitions with Alvin Community College. Your college experience awaits.
Alexis Templeton to serve. It's 10-5, and Mavericks just 5 points away from victory. And off the ceiling, and another ace. Dolphins did everything they could to get to a 5th and final set and had a 3-0 lead in this 5th set. And since then, an 11-2 run. The Dolphins have no momentum right now. The Mavericks are going to cruise to victory here if they don't change something quick. Izaguirre goes up, and Dew sends it up and over. Robinson attacks it. Pena is there. Dew goes up for Pena, and Pena, an attack error. It's little things like that all night that have cost the Dolphins sets. You set it up, you do everything right, and then you just hit it nowhere near close to where you want it. It's happened time and time again. Templeton serves again, and Ruth is under it. Dew bumps it over backwards. Templeton tries to hit it over, and Dew comes together with Pena, and it's going to be the Mavericks' point. Dolphins players running into each other. Dew's got to get to every single ball. And here is Templeton. Serve again. And Ruth and Izaguirre not sure about it. Now Felipe not sure about it. Trickles over the net. And Castillo attacks and deflects off the net. Dew sends it over, goes to Templeton, and Elkins sends it up for Castillo, and Dew is under it. And Izaguirre goes for Ang. Ang taps it over. Robinson is there. Templeton up for Castillo. Castillo attacks. Ruth has no problem with it. Dew goes up for Ruth, who bumps it over. And Halleck is there. Templeton now for Castillo. Castillo and Dew, and it's going to be Mavericks' point. You see it all night. The Mavericks, a more confident team. Nobody's scared of the ball. Just play with confidence and the right amount of aggression. Templeton, game point, and Izagara now bumps it over, sends it to the back line, and that's in. Dolphins get a point. Let's see if they can use this to rally, at least try to make it closer than 14-6. It would be a miracle, but Jimena Izagara has got to be perfect on her serves. Goes to Lainey Elkins, and Templeton goes up. Attack there, and Ruth, no problem. Goes up for Pena. Pena attacks, and Castillo's under it. Templeton goes for Robinson, and Robinson hits it into the net. Dolphins point. Back-to-back points for the Dolphins, but Jimena Izagara cannot have a single service error or the Dolphins will lose. See if she can continue to send it over. It goes to Elkins. Templeton up for Robinson, and Pena is there. Up for Ruth for the back row. Ruth taps it over, and Templeton sends it over, and Izagara is there, and now attacks. Templeton, Robinson, now Castillo, and Pena gets a hand on it. Felipe goes up, and will push it over backwards. Templeton for Robinson, who sets for Linscott, and that's a kill, and the Mavericks win it 15-7. Dolphins had a very real chance to win this game. Too many mistakes. And the Mavericks win it 3-2. A really exciting matchup. Dolphins cannot go 2-0. Had the chances. They beat TSU last week. And Montgomery will get a victory here. So 15-7 is the final in the 5th set. Mavericks win it 3-2. Alexis Templeton, a really good player, had a great performance. Naomi Robinson was really good. Obviously, Sarah Dew, Dara Ruth, Isabella Pena, Jimena Izagara, their core rotation all did really good. Kirsten Ang had some clutch plays, did really well tonight. But that's going to do it for this one. Dolphins are now 1-1 in Lone Star College conference play. Mavericks win it 3-2. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to everyone at Alvin Community College who has made club volleyball happen and possible. Thanks to the board members and everybody who allows athletics to be a great and bright part of our institution. That'll do it for me, Evan Geiger, and everyone here at Alvin Community College. Thank you so much. You're good, man. Thank you. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. You did good, man.
Thank you.